listening to My America, rolling back the years. Yeah.
We're in the leafy Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles. Randy Newman answers the intercom at the gate in his gruff southern drawl and is standing at the front door of his modern house, which is large and airy, but not opulent. The music room is cozy. I'm Judith Kampfner, and I'm here sitting opposite singer-songwriter and composer Randy Newman. The Oscars on a shelf shine in the sunlight that comes streaming in from the yard with a swimming pool outside.
It's never bothered me like when I got nominated 17, 18 times before I won an Academy Award. Yep.
They're quite heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. That's right. I get it.
They're for songs written for Pixar movies, music that is now anthemic.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
It's the Hollywood songs many people associate with Randy Newman, but over the next two programs, he'll be reflecting on the songs he's written about his America.
If you can believe something bigger than yourself, you can follow the flag forever.
It's a special treat to hear him at his Steinway D piano singing and talking about 6 decades of music making as we mark this year's American Independence Day. Rampant materialism has long been one of his themes.
Don't love the mountain, don't love the sea, don't love Jesus, never done a thing for me. Ain't pretty like my sister, small like my dad, good like my mama. It's money that I love.
He sings about politics and race.
George Washington was a white man. Adams and Jefferson, too. Abe Lincoln was a white man, probably. And William McKinley, the whitest of them all, shot down by an immigrant in Buffalo. And the star fell out of heaven. I'm dreaming of a white president, just like the ones we've always had. A real live white man who knows the score, how to handle money or start a war.
His parody is sometimes deceptively simple, sometimes more ambivalent. But his music is often lush and filmic and seductively forces us to think about uncomfortable issues. He often adopts the persona of eccentric, marginal, or power-hungry characters. He lets us see them for who they are and uses their accent and often racist language.
I've done individual songs very often about insensitivity and bigotry as well, and about lack of self-awareness. I wouldn't call them offensive because of what they mean and what they're doing. But of course, the character is a recruiter for the slave trade. Boom, and that's what he says. In America, you get food to eat. Won't have to run through the jungle and stuff up your feet. Ain't no lion or tiger, ain't no mama snake. Just a sweet watermelon in the buckwheat cake. Everybody is as happy as a man can be. Climb aboard, little warp, sail away with me. Sail away, sail away. We will cross the mighty ocean into Charleston Bay. Sail away, sail away. We will cross the mighty ocean into Charleston Bay. In America, every man is free to take care of his home and his family. If he is happy as a monkey in a monkey tree, we're all gonna be an American. Sail away, sail away. We will cross the mighty ocean into Charleston Bay. Sail away, sail away. We will cross the mighty ocean into Charleston Bay.
That song Sail Away is one of your more famous songs, but a lot of people have misinterpreted it. Do you think that your new album, Dark Matter, will maybe be easier for people to understand?
The funny thing, you know, what I did in this first song on this record, the guy at the end of the song stands up and says, oh, this is a Randy Newman, what he's doing. He's picking up a straw man, setting him up and knocking him down. Now, I don't know whether that was to try and get me never to do that again. It's like a career ender, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's like a career ender, you know, saying, oh, yeah, he doesn't believe it, listen to this now. But, I mean, people sort of knew that anyway. I don't think...
He doesn't believe anything he has you say, nor does he want us to believe anything you say. Makes it easy for him to knock you down, hence a straw man.
Why weep for slumber, America, land of brave and true. There's castles and clothing and food for all belongs to you. Every man a king, every man a king, for you can be a millionaire.
Do you think many people are lured to America on false dreams still?
Yeah. Sure they are. But not entirely false. I mean, the odds are you're going to have more freedom here than where you're coming from. That may set the bar low because your freedom is limited by economics. You know, if you can't earn a living in Mexico and gangs are tearing things up to an extent that life isn't livable, coming here is an improvement for them and their family most often. It's not a false dream for them.
So the American dream still exists?
Yes, it does, and you ask the people that want to come here. I mean, they're not wrong.
So you are proud to be an American, aren't you?
Well, I'll tell you, I wish, you know, I were sort of a citizen of the world, but I probably, you know, am an American. Though, there's something about being Jewish where you don't feel, I never felt like I completely belonged anywhere I've been.
Do you feel like sometimes you have to defend America?
Not more recently, but in the 60s,
in the early 70s, I remember often the attacks on the country were a little simplistic. I remember a guy showing me this story about, look at this, this could only happen in your country, where a guy had driven a nail in his head. And he said, "Gee, look at that." And I said, "Well, that's just nuts anywhere. I mean, the guy could have been in Tasmania. There's nothing peculiarly American about that. There is aberrational behavior that's peculiarly American, or you don't see it in the countries of Western Europe. The sort of religious mania.
On the other side, we have the true believers. We got the Baptists, the Methodists, the Presbyterians. Episcopalians are here, pass the hat. We got the Shakers, the Quakers, the anti-inoculators, the Big Balls Line, the Madison Time, the Six Blind Boys, 5 tons of joy. Give them room, get out of the way. We got a Bible Belter from the Mississippi Delta.
In your new song, The Great Debate, you voice some of the thoughts of religious fundamentalists.
Next one's gonna be a hard one. It's about the theory of evolution, and it's about animals also. So give me someone who knows something about evolution and animals. Who you got? Wow, you're a beautiful woman, aren't you? Doesn't matter, of course. This science thing doesn't work out for you. Don't boo me, I'm just kidding, you know that. Here's my question. Explain me the giraffe. Go ahead. Elaborate. With pleasure, miss. The giraffe, to survive, must eat leaves high up on the yabba yabba tree. That's true, isn't it? Of course it is. Everyone knows that. But Mr. Darwin's giraffe, a halfway giraffe with a halfway giraffe neck, could never have reached the highest branches of the yabba yabba. Therefore, he could not have survived. It's only common sense. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Charles Darwin didn't have any common sense. Evolution is a theory, and we have just now, tonight, disproved it.
And is part of what you're saying in this is that religious right, they won't listen to any of these new science ideas?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's incredibly stupid conclusions the guy reaches.
You see, the author of this little vignette, Mr. Newman, self-described atheist and communist, creates characters like you as objects of ridicule.
Your father did want you to be an atheist.
No,
No?
he didn't care
He
what I
never
was.
said that.
Oh, he was a sort of an angry atheist. He was really, he didn't wave a flag for it, but he had patients that were thanking God. They said, "Why don't you thank me? You know, I'm the one that had my finger up your ass."
The doctor is the god.
Yeah, excuse me for that. But that's what he said. I wanted to write a song, and so when the father's dying, let's see. Everyone has gone away. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No one cared enough to stay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You must remember me, old man. I know that you can if you try. So just open up your eyes, old man. Look who's come to say goodbye. The sun has left the sky, old man. The birds have flown away, and no one came to cry, old man. Goodbye, old man, goodbye. You want to stay, I know you do. There ain't no need to try, 'cause I'll be here, and I'm just like you. Goodbye, old man, goodbye. Won't be no God to comfort you.
You taught me not to believe that lie. You don't need anybody. Nobody needs you. Don't cry, old man, don't cry. Everybody dies. Yeah, I sort of screwed it up a little bit there. It's a very good song, I thought. Christians and the Jews were having a jamboree. The Buddhists and the Hindus joined on satellite TV. Picked the 4 greatest priests, and they began to speak. Say, Lord, the plague is on the world. Lord, no man is free. Temples that we built to you tumbled into the sea. Lord, if you won't take care of us, won't you please, please let us be? And the Lord said, and the Lord said, I burn down your cities, how blind you must be. I take from you your children and you say, how blessed are we. You all must be crazy, put your faith in me. That's why I love mankind. You really need me. That's why I love mankind.
But religion is important to you. Talking about
Because
religion.
it's important in the world.
Yeah.
Christianity is the biggest hit there ever was. I mean, to come up with love and forgiveness, it's just a smash. And it's a big interest to me.
There's always somebody talking about me, but really I don't mind. They try to block and stop my progress most of the time. The mean things you said don't make me feel bad, and I can't miss a friend that I've never had. I've got Jesus, and that's enough. Oh, Lord. You know when I'm sick, he's there. In trouble, he's there. When I call him,
You hear Dorothy Love Coates singing, That's Enough, it's called. That's Enough. But that stuff, atheists, what is it? You know, you can't, that stuff works. I mean, that's going to shake you and move you. It moves me. I take Jesus, I take Jesus, I take Jesus every time. I take Jesus, I take Jesus, I take Jesus every time. Yes, I will, yes, I will, yes, I will, yes, I will. I take Jesus, I take Jesus, I take Jesus every time. And gospel music and music, I mean, atheists got to know that they're throwing sticks against, little pebbles against a battleship in terms of feel. It's a powerful, successful construct, in my opinion.
But it's letting this emotional kind of comfort.
It's all right with me. You kind of can't beat it. If they make it cerebral religion, that you can beat. Well, I envy people with faith to some extent. I mean, if you can just posit, okay, there's life after death. Whoa, you know, how relaxing. You know, that's pretty good. I know someone is watching me everywhere I go. Someone sees everything I see, knows everything I know. When I'm in trouble, don't have a friend, someone will be there on whom I can depend. Someone will be there to the very end. Someone is watching me. Someone is watching me.
Anyway, I would not suggest anyone be an atheist. What the hell for? What's it give you?
You like
Not
gospel
a
music?
goddamn thing. I love it.
Right. And in the,
That's
and
my
you-
favorite kind of music. Yes.
Is it? Because you obviously know about a lot of different gospel styles.
As a kid, we had a housekeeper, and she'd stay over Sunday, and she'd listen to the Victory Choir. She was in a choir herself, but she listened to some radio preacher, and there were initials in his name. And I think it was Aretha Franklin's father. And I'd listen to that. And in some ways, you know, sometimes it's hard to look at your parents like human beings. Her name was Lucinda Hicks from Morton, Texas. And she had like a life. She had a boyfriend. Boyfriend was a Yankee fan. And she'd say, oh, that's just because you like white people. They didn't have any black guys on their team until they had and dragged kicking and screaming to do it. And she'd go to church, and she had friends, and she'd laugh and listen to the radio, and you could joke around with her. We were close, very close.
Did you go to church with her?
You know, no. Another housekeeper and I just went there for a funeral and did a little talk, which was odd. You know, it may surprise you to know that, I don't know, I was going to say that a lot of black people don't like white people. I mean, that's not a surprise, but I mean, it was odd giving the speech for the other one.
Because you were the only white person
Yeah.
at the funeral?
Yes, I was the only one.
Mama used to wheel me past an ice cream wagon. One side for white, one side for color. There were trash cans floating down Canal Street. Rained every day one summer. Mama used to take me to Audubon Park. Show me the ways of the world. She'd say, here comes a white boy. There goes a black one. That one's a knock-to-roo. This little cookie here's a macaroon. That big round thing's a red balloon. And the paper down here's called a Picayune. Here's a New Orleans too. Baby, 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 baby.
To try and really do it, to have black people and white people get on. I mean, the only thing that really worked was busing, and it was hated. Some of the kids hated it, and it was difficult. 15-year-old kids had to bear the banner of civil rights, you know. Little blonde girl getting sent to central LA. Not easy. Nobody's fault, really, but some of it didn't work grossly. But it was the only thing that's pulled up that worked for black kids to improve.
They say that people living in the street, no food in their belly, no shoes on their feet. 6 black children living in a burned up room, 1 bare light bulb swinging. Little black kid come home from school, put his key in the door. Mr. Rat's on the stairway, Mr. Junk is lying his own vomit on the floor. You got to roll with the punches, little black boy. That's what you got to do. You got to roll with the punches. Tap it, baby. All these boring people, see them on TV, making up all these boring stories about how bad things have come to be. They say, you got to feed the hungry. Got to heal the sick. And I say, we ain't got to do nothing for nobody, because, you know, it won't work a lick. They're just going to have to roll with the punches. Yes, they will. Going to have to roll with them. gonna have to roll with the punches. Yes, they will. Don't matter whether you're white, black, or brown, you won't get nowhere putting down the old red, white, and blue. Tell me, baby. All right.
Do you think if you'd lived in New York, you would have been more influenced by Tin Pan Alley?
Yeah, I might have done Broadway-like things, or if it hadn't been around films here, I don't know what I'd have done with writing for orchestra.
And Underneath the Harlem Moon, was that the only song that you've covered that you haven't written?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
The fire, rhythm in their hips and in their lips and in their eyes. Let's see, what is it? Where do high browns get the kind of love that satisfies underneath the Harlem moon? I don't know. They don't pick no cotton. Picking cotton is taboo. Their cabin is a penthouse up on Lenox Avenue. Underneath the Harlem, they just live for dancing. They're never blue or forlorn. Ain't no sin to laugh or grin. That's why darkies were born. They shout hallelujah every time they're feeling low. And every sheik is dressed up like a George gigolo. You may call it madness, but I call it hidey-ho. Underneath the Harlem moon.
it's an offensive song of the period. They did a lot of them. I can guarantee you all the songwriters were trying to do was write a hit song and would think it was complimentary, whereas it sounds, even when I recorded it many years ago, it was grossly inappropriate at the time, really, to do stuff like that. But they had those kind of things. This other song I wrote, they would do these Oriental production numbers, in the 30s, Shanghai Lil and other ones. Very far away in a foreign land lives the yellow woman, the yellow man. They've been around for many a year. They say they were there before we were here, eating rice all day while the children play. You see, he believes in the family, just like you and me, oh, yellow man, whoa, yellow man. We understand you, we understand. Keeps his money tight in his hand. With his yellow woman, he's the yellow man. Got to have a yellow woman with your yellow man. It always made me nervous to write like that, to write something that's offensive. but it's clearly, to me, clearly a parody of that kind of, not a parody, but a replication almost of those kind of production numbers they used to do with Chinese girls, not really Chinese girls, white guys, white girls in Chinese outfits.
Ella Fitzgerald's copy of it does seem offensive.
She did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I know she
she
did
did.
I Wonder Why. I don't remember doing that. It does, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus, she's such a great singer.
You should have a listen.
Yeah, I will. I will. I'm Randy Newman, and you're listening to My America. A couple weeks ago, my wife and I took a little trip down to Mexico. Met this young girl down. We brought her back with us. Now she lives with us in our home. She cleans the hallway. She cleans the stairs. She cleans the living room. She wipes the baby's ass. She drives the kids to school. She does the laundry too. She wrote this song for me. Listen.
You don't have a Black Lives Matter song. Have you been thinking of doing that?
I don't think of doing anything like that. I would think I've done with that, with writing those kind of songs, but it keeps coming up. Nothing's gone away. Things are better than they were. Of course, they're actually a little better than they were for black people in this country. But it's impossible circles of poverty to get out of, and it's way, you have to be way too good as a fourth grade kid to get out and get free of the strictures put on you by the society,
And as for society's prejudices, you sing about prejudice that isn't necessarily racial prejudice, don't you? Especially in your hit song, Short People.
I'd tell you that England was the only English-speaking country in the world where Short People wasn't a hit.
Really?
No.
But they actually love novelty songs in England. That's funny.
Yeah, they really do. Every time I've been there, there's been a novelty song. I don't know about nowadays, but a singing waiter and a guy. It'd be something. The charts were always phenomenally weird.
What kinds of funny things did you like growing up? Like what kind of TV, for
Sid
instance?
Caesar Show, Sergeant Bilko, Phil Silvers. But it was, I think it was comedy that I liked.
And did any of that comedy actually affect you in terms of your writing?
I'm sure it did. My father was kind of, had a bad temper, and it was always something to keep in mind when he loses temper, because it's really kind of volcanic. And but when he was laughing at something, and we all were laughing at the same thing, it was kind of solid feeling. You're a long way from any trouble coming up. It's probably why, I've never looked at it too hard, but it's probably why, proportionately, I've done so much comedy in the pop medium. It's pretty rare that anyone, almost no one has done as much as I have. There was such fun
bought a drum and guitar, started a rock roll band. And Johnny played little violin, and Bobby Joe played the big violin, the one that stands on the floor. They're all in the rock roll band. I love that Mr. Blue Sky. Almost my favorite is Turn a Stone. And how about Telephone Line? I love that ELO. I love that Mr. Blue Sky. Almost my favorite is Turn a Stone. And how about Telephone Line? It isn't the best use of that medium. People don't really love it. Seems like there's more comedy now in a way. I just saw Katy Perry on Saturday Night Live, and she's very funny, you know. And
You mentioned Saturday Night Live. Is that a regular?
Yeah, that makes me laugh. It does. I hear all
Do
the
you like
time.
Alec Baldwin as Trump?
Yeah, I like the whole thing and the whole concept of him having a little tiny desk and Steve Bannon looking like death, and it's a gold mine for them. You know?
Right.
Audiences aren't stupid. They're really not, and they get it. It's like they do get the jokes. You know, they laugh when Lady Gaga's wearing a meat outfit, a fashion statement, and it's just that most people don't do it.
So you're saying it's very interesting that going to comedy was something that was very important to you as a way of
I guess so.
making sure everything was okay.
Oh, to making
at
sure I
home.
was okay. You know, if you're playing something and somebody's laughing, it's validation immediately. I may go out tomorrow if I can borrow a coat to wear. Oh, I step out in style with my sincere smile and my dancing bear, outrageous, alarming, courageous, charming. Oh, who would think a boy in bed to be well except everywhere? It's just amazing how fair people can be. Seen at the nicest places where well-fed faces all stop to stare, making the grandest entrance is Simon Smith in his dancing bear. They'll love us, won't they? They feed us, don't
It's
they?
quite daring of you to write these comic songs, which have never really been fashionable, but it seems particularly brave of you to write some very loaded songs about issues that are very complicated in America.
You know, it's the way I write in general. I mean, people have said, you know, it's brave to have done Sail Away, and people be offended by it. I think as big an audience as y'all have, when you play Sail Away or some of these songs I played for you today, you get complaints. Just the language. You know, my song Redneck has the
N-word.
N-word in it.
But you still
And
sing it.
I sing it less than I did because it requires an explanation. If there's kids there, I just don't bother. But what am I going to do? I wrote it. You know, I don't want to play it for an audience that's going, yeah, we're rednecks, yeah, da 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 da. You know, it's a song they like in the South. I hope not for the wrong reason. You know, I don't think it's for the wrong reason, but it somehow requires more of an introduction to do it nowadays. We talk real funny down here. We drink too much, we laugh too loud. We're too dumb to make it no northern town. We're keeping the niggers down. We got, now you know the nigger's a Negro. Got his dignity. Down here we too ignorant to realize the North is set the nigger free. Yes, it's free to be put in a cage in Harlem, New York City. It's free to be put in a cage on the south side of Chicago, the west side. It's free to be put in a
what am I going to do? I wrote it. But you know, when you're playing a festival or something, and the families are out there in sleeping bags and stuff, you know, you don't want some old guy up there on stage saying that word. I did it one time in Lafayette, Louisiana, and got a letter from this kid, a black kid, you know, and he said, you know, I don't know where you're coming from, and you're playing that, and you know, 1,200 white people are standing up, yelling, and there's me. And I wrote him back, and I eventually saw him one time and tried to explain that where I was coming from.
Do you feel the
Things have changed.
the North-South divide is worse?
At the moment, it is. It's like the Civil War never ended. You know? I mean, it's always been there. There are people in the South who want to continue to help the disadvantaged.
You would feel quite a Southerner yourself.
No.
For your mother?
Well, I mean, I know something, but not much. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I understand their feeling not to be told what to do by a conquering army. But I hate the fact that some of those traditions, the chivalric sort of code they had down there, has been kept alive.
Got a wife, got a family, earn my living with my hands, but rolling is still downtown Birmingham. My daddy was a barber, the most unsightly man. He was born in Tuscaloosa, died right here in Birmingham. Birmingham, Birmingham, the greatest city in Alabama. You can travel across this entire land. There ain't no place like Birmingham. She's called Marie. Lived in a three-room house with a pepper tree. I work all day in the factory. That's all right with me. Got a big black dog. His name is Dan. Lives in my backyard in Birmingham. He's the meanest dog in Alabama. Get him, Dan. Birmingham, Birmingham, greatest city in Alabama. You can travel across this entire land. There ain't no place like Birmingham.
I mean, I think of moving times, living in another place. You know New Orleans, but it's I love it there, but I don't think I could live there anymore. My mother's family was and still is, and she was from New Orleans, and it's a great city. There's no place like it, but they do some things well, like food and music and things like that, but construction they're not good at.
What has happened down here is the wind have changed. Clouds roll in from the north and it starts to rain. Rained real hard and it rained for a real long time. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. river rolls on day, the river rolls on night. Some people got lost in the flood. Some people got away alright. River have busted through, laid down a plaque of mine. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. President Coolidge come down with a railroad train. Little fat man with a notepad in his hand. President say, little fat man, he made a shame. What the river has done, this poor cracker's lane. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away.
I have a cousin there whom I'm fairly close to. It's a couple of them, really.
Right.
But I don't go back very often. They've taken down Confederate memorials. I'm glad.
I was born right here, November 43. Dad was a captain in the army, fighting the Germans in Sicily. My poor little mama didn't know a soul in L.A. Went down to the Union Station, made our getaway. Got on the Dixie flight, bound for New Orleans. Across the state of Texas, to the land of dreams. On the Dixie flight, bound for New Orleans. Back to a friends and a family in the land of dreams. Old mother came to meet us at the station, dressed as black as a crow in a coal mine. She cried when a little girl got off the train. Brothers and sisters came down from Jackson, Mississippi. The great green Hudson driven by a Gentile and new. Drinking rye whiskey from a flask in the backseat. Trying to do like the Gentiles do. Christ, they want to be Gentiles too. Who wouldn't down there, wouldn't you? An American Christian got down on the Dixie flight, bound for New Orleans. Back to a friends and a family in the land of dreams.
You've never written any Jewish type themes, have you? Not in a Leonard Cohen way, no klezmer music.
No, what kind of thing did he write?
In Dance With Me.
I had no upbringing. I didn't know anyone. I knew kids like who went to like Sunday school and stuff.
You didn't have a bar
Jewish
mitzvah?
things. No. I've never been in temple or anything, but they start heating up the ovens again. You know, well, I'm going to go. They'll get me. But I've always felt like an outsider wherever I was.
Your father couldn't get into medical school because he was Jewish, right?
Yeah, he did eventually.
Yeah.
But
that must have
that's
hurt.
what him?
Yes.
I could have pissed him off. He was pissed off. That he hit somebody, some dean at another place he did get in. So that's the story anyway.
And your family does sort of live around in this area in LA, doesn't it? Yeah. Having them around you is very important to you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is important to me. There's no doubt about that.
Rolling down Imperial Highway, the big nasty red out of my side. Santa Ana winds blowing hot from the north, and we were born to ride. Roll down the window, put down the top, crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We gonna ride it till we just can't ride it no more.
On the beach, you're almost telling the history of surfing in LA.
Kinda, yeah.
And there's some Hawaiian kind of theme going there?
Yeah, it is. It's L.A. It's something I saw. I went to the beach every day for years. It all began in grammar school and on the beach. Everybody graduated, there we were. Off we went to junior high, there we were. Everybody graduated. Off we went to high school, except one of us. On the beach he was, and there he stayed. There be the guys who were really into it hard, and they were admired greatly in those days. And there were guys who were still there in their 20s, and one guy, maybe a couple, who were there in the same spot, 40, 50. Along with it, inevitably, came alcohol or drugs to the point of impairment. I had a lot more in that song. I mean, I had, there we were, grammar school, 2 plus 2, Dick and Jane, golden rule. Half a mile from the coast highway, 2 blocks away from the beach. Off we went to junior high, wood shop, print shop, metal shop, give them all a try. They wouldn't give the girls a hammer, they had them bake a pie. But I didn't do it.
That's a shame.
Well, it is a bit of a shame. I slightly regret it. The lyric could have more content. But it also could have done maybe better Deadhead. You know, which is the way I went. I know what's going on here. Ain't no great mystery. Y'all have lost faith in yourselves. As clear as it can be. You can whine all you want to, drown in your misery. Or you can listen to me. Listen to me. Laugh and be happy. Don't you ever wear a frown. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Join me again for more of My America. I'm Randy Newman. Many thanks to you for listening, and to producer Judith Kampfner and sound engineer Lorenzo Wolf. This is a corporation for independent media production. This is BBC Radio 2 online, on digital, and on 88 to 91 FM.